Okay, we're back. We got it all cleaned out and all the caps changed. There's the 2 filter caps up there, and then there was 13 other smaller caps all around. And then installed the new fan as well. So when you're ready to test this, it would be a great idea to do this on the bench while it's open, just in case you have to crack it back open and fix something. So you can just plug in your power cord and then hit the power switch, and then with your meter set to volt DC, you can see if you have positive 5 volts between black and red, and then see if you have negative 5 volts between black and white, and see if you have positive 12 between black and yellow. And you can also make sure that your 120 is getting passed through. When you're measuring that 5 volts, it's also a good idea to take this pot, because I cleaned it, all the dust and crap off of it, but then turn this slowly to make sure that it adjusts smoothly, because if you have a dirty pot on this type of power supply, if it's dirty, it'll cause the voltage to kind of jump around, and it could actually shut the entire power supply off if that 5 volts doesn't stay within range. So this one's ready to go back together, and you've tested the voltage on the bench. And if you have a crappy JAMA board that you don't care about, or you have some other way to load test this, that would be the best way to make sure that everything's working properly. Because if you just rebuilt it, you don't want to hook it up to your favorite arcade game that might cost $300 to replace if you made a mistake on the power supply and it blows up your board. So I just have a semi-working JAMA board that I'm going to let this run for a couple hours and just test it out and see how it does. So don't sacrifice your best board on this. Put in the crappy one just in case something goes wrong. Now, for the other type of power supply that we mentioned before, this one had just the power switch on and off, but then this style has the little cable that comes out that has 4 wires that would go to the remote switch. If you want to test this on the bench, you need to loop back the first and the third, and then the second and the fourth position, so that you can get your AC to turn on. So with this, you can just plug in your ATX power cord there, and then the power supply should turn on. And mentioning that smaller version that's now available that they usually tell you to use, this is a 200 watt example, but you can kind of see the different footprints here, where you'll have a much bigger hole to mount this in the back of the cab, and you're going to have to figure out how to mount that with some kind of an adapter plate. And then this one has a lot of different connectors coming out, but it's basically the same that we had over there. This one has its remote switch on the 4, the AC on the 3, and then this one just has 2 identical 9-pin plugs, and they're the same as this one, just with the exception that the new power supply has the negative 12 on the blue, where we're missing that one on the old style, because the old JAMA games didn't ever use negative 12. Okay, I hope this helps you out.